Welcome back to an exciting new update for Stranger Things Season 5. Ross Duffer absolutely loves giving us teases, and so he decided to show us the first couple seconds of the completely finished Season 5 episodes, and boy do they sound good. We were literally seconds away from watching the first episode. Can you believe that? He just announced that episodes 1 and 2 are completely finished and ready to be watched this November. It's crazy. We still have to wait so long before we can see them, but this is great news. This means they're moving on to mixing episodes 3 and 4 next, inching closer and closer to finishing each episode of this final season of Stranger Things. It's going to be a very bittersweet ending, but they still have so much to wrap up. It's crazy considering the runtime of Season 5, how much they have left to wrap up along with the actual plot before it ends. Because Ross Duffer just addressed the leaked runtimes as well, and I'm not shocked at all to hear what he had to say about them, and I'll tell you why in a minute. As we know, the first episode will be called The Crawl, and a while back the Stranger Things writers posted on Twitter the opening scene of the episode. And the first scene of the season is always so important, except for Season 2's. They're special because they always start the show off with an out-of-context moment that explains a big part of the plot further into the season that we eventually will return to. In Season 1, it showed the outbreak at Hawkins' lab with everyone going crazy, only to cut to the boys playing D&D. And then later, we come back to the lab and revisit all those problems that were created. In Season 2, it actually starts with Callie and her gang showing off her powers in Chicago, which was so random, and then cuts to the boys hanging out at the arcade. And then later, we then learn there were other children tested on in MKUltra and spend a full episode with Number 8 training 11 in her powers. With Season 3, they opened by introducing us to the Russians trying to open their very own portal to the Upside Down, which plays a huge role in this season. And Season 4 had one of the craziest openers in my opinion. It showed us 1979, the massacre at Hawkins' lab, and inferred that it was 11 that killed all of these children. And then in Episode 7, we revisit it for the finale of Volume 1 and learn it was Henry who turns into Vecna. So Season 5 is going to open to this: darkness, the sound of cold wind, groaning trees, and a child's voice singing a familiar song. So this is most likely what it will look like if Ross just showed us a little bit more after the opening title scene.
So, come on and let me know. Should I stay or should I go?
That's right, Will in the Upside Down singing Should I Stay or Should I Go? The song that Jonathan showed Will meant so much to him in his survival this week he was trapped in the Upside Down. That was the first time we were shown how powerful music was to combat the fear induced by Vecna and all these monsters. In Season 4, Kate Bush's running up the hill literally saved Max's life. When Nancy and Robin go to Penhurst to speak to Victor Creel about the murders that night, they meet with the warden and he explains to them they use music here in the facility to help calm the mind. And he mentions that music can reach part of the brain that words can't, and if you use a song that someone has a certain attachment to, maybe someone's favorite song, it will be even stronger. So Nancy and Robin realize that music is what brought Victor Creel out of the trance that night. He heard the singing over the radio and followed it back to the light, which is exactly how they use it with Max too. And for Will, his song that is strongest for him is Should I Stay or Should I Go? And while we did hear him use it a lot in Season 1, I think this song is going to make a comeback in some of these flashbacks. Throughout the comic of Will's time in the Upside Down in Season 1, from his perspective, he's constantly singing the song to give him the strength to survive until Joyce and Hopper find him. You're going to want to make sure you're subscribed because we're going to be going over this comic together soon, since we're going to be revisiting his time in the Upside Down in Season 5. We've also seen flashbacks in the trailer of that Demogorgon chasing Will up the tree and him trying to jump away from it, and there's also behind the scenes of him falling out of that same tree, and then this BTS shot is of Noah Schnapp and the young actor playing young Will this season. And it looks like they're on the ground, laying in Castle Byers, which is one of the moments from Season 1 that Will sings this song. You know what? This could very well be a picture of the opening scene of Season 5. That would be so awesome. And I don't know if you realized it, but the intro, the music in the background, is different for the very first time. On all the other first episodes of each season, this is what the music sounds like. same thing each time, but listen to the new one. It's almost like instead of the original music with the almost heartbeat sound underneath the synth, it's like this stomping or this banging sound. And while it could be just distorted audio from the bass going through Instagram stories, I think this sounds eerily different, almost reminding me the banging throughout all of Hawkins in the first teaser. Pretty interesting little detail. Now, episode 2 is called The Vanishing of Blank, and that's quite literally it. But if you look through all the trailers and behind the scenes footage, we can really see an emphasis on Vecna targeting Holly Wheeler this season. There's a lot of shots of her absolutely terrified around flashing lights, and the town seems to be protecting the children in these bunkers, so it's a good guess that this is the vanishing of Holly Wheeler. This is what it might look like. I mean, it fits Ross's scribble marks pretty well. If you zoom in, you can actually see the corner of the first letter here, and the H in Holly would line up to this perfectly, but so would a K in Karen Wheeler. Yeah, don't forget that Karen is directly in the line of danger trying to protect Holly. But for story's sake, I don't think it makes sense if Karen went missing. The show's about the kids. Unfortunately, something bad might happen to Karen while she's trying to protect her daughter, but I think it's Holly who's going to go missing. I thought it was pretty funny that along with these pictures, Ross posted this as the caption: Chapters 1 and 2, locked, mixed, scored, colored, done. And then the crawl is our favorite, most eventful first episode since season 1, which is a crazy bold statement. I mean, season 4 covered so much, and so did season 2 with introducing Will's now memories. I guess the first episode is really living up to the Duffers' promise of starting the season off going a million miles an hour. No niceties, no basketball games, no D&D sessions, no waking up for school. From the start of the episode to the very end, it seems like they packed it with so much stuff, including our first flashback to Will's time in the Upside Down. They're going to have to go back and revisit this to explain why the Upside Down is stuck in time, frozen on the day Will went missing. And then they'll have to introduce the new radio station, and they'll have to explain the time jump an extra year forward into the future. They'll also have to explain some of the other things that happened in the finale of season 4, like what happened with the mega rift opening up in the center of town, how the military have come in and kind of taken it over. They're also going to have to catch us up with Elle getting her powers back and training in the junkyard. I can only wonder if they'll show her flying in the first episode. I feel like that's a big thing to reveal in the teaser if they were going to build it up for later this season. They'll probably explain it as she's been training for the last year or so, and this is how far she's come. They're also going to have to show us the kids going out on this mission to monitor the military initiating the first burn, trying to push back the Upside Down from seeping further into Hawkins. And during this, it seems like Vecna will be coming after Will here with him twitching. Or maybe this will be the equivalent of in season 2 when Dr. Owens and the scientists found out that burning anything connected to the hive mind also burns Will. So this could be that too, because he passes out right after this. Can't wait to see him do something more this season. So we have all of that, and I'm sure they've packed so much more just into the first episode. And the next Ross Duffer says that the vanishing of ... and then in parentheses, yeah, you think you know who, blah blah, which is kind of funny. Unfortunately, a few months ago, the title The Vanishing of Holly Wheeler was leaked in the Netflix Consumer Product Style Guide. I mean, it's totally possible that they're trying to get us with the old bait and switch, and it's going to change to Will Byers or Karen Wheeler at the last second, but it might just be an unfortunate spoiled title. That, along with them recasting Holly Wheeler to someone with more acting experience, as well as all the new footage of Holly in danger this season, and the countless shots of Nancy crying, I think it's not crazy to assume that Holly will be the one to vanish. But even so, I don't think it reveals too much that they have to worry about. He also says that this episode, episode 2, has the craziest cold open they've ever done. That means going 0 to 100 really quick to start the episode. He says that this sequence that starts episode 2 is one of the ones they're most proud of in the entirety of the last season, which is another crazy statement because there's going to be so many big emotional moments, from Will confronting Vecna multiple times, to Dustin being bullied by Eddie's haters, to Nancy and Jonathan crying together in the Upside Down, Demogorgons running rampant through Hawkins, and also Max. Max is going to be most likely stuck somewhere in Vecna's mind, disconnected from her body all season long, and she's not only going to have to find a way out of Vecna's mind and make it back to her physical body, but also while she's unconscious, Lucas is going to be running around carrying her with him season trying to run away from these demo dogs. There's just so many crazy things, not even talking about any of the main characters getting killed off in the finale, that I'm so shocked the opener for season 2 will be this insane compared to all of those. I wouldn't be surprised if the ending of episode 1, The Crawl, ends with Vecna starting to come after Holly and some of the Demogorgons running through Hawkins, and then it ends on a climax right before they're about to get her, and then the next episode opens with Vecna full throttle coming after Holly and some of the other children in Hawkins. It would be so cool if that started the invasion of Hawkins. I can only imagine how crazy this is going to get. I'm so excited to see them use the abandoned upside down tunnels from season 2 to run around underneath Hawkins in, like their own personal little underground system. And then he also mentions that he wants to tell us all the runtimes, the lengths of all the episodes, but someone at Netflix told him not to say anything, which is kind of funny. He teases he'll reveal them at a later date, but it wasn't too long ago that there was a fake leak that someone generated just to get some attention, pretending to reveal these absurdly long runtimes for season 5. I mean, just look at these. 2 hours and 10 minutes, 2 hours 25 minutes, an hour 55, 2 hours, 2:15, 2:30. I mean, these are crazy. The finale is 3 hours? For real? This would give season 5 a total runtime of 19 hours long. Are you kidding? Season 4 was 13 hours long. And back when they released it, the Duffer Brothers came out and said that season 5 will not be as long as season 4. The first 3 seasons were all around 7 hours each, meaning season 4 was 6 hours longer than normal. They said that they're going to try for a middle ground of about 10 hours for season 5, and at 8 episodes, that would make it about an hour and a half per episode. I think because this fake leak got so much attention and it was so far off from the truth, I think Ross Duffer felt the need to post it to his story saying not even close. I think this was partially to make sure everyone didn't get too excited for these ridiculously inflated runtimes and then be underwhelmed when the season is half as long as you were expecting it to be. Yeah, it does seem like a short amount of time considering all the questions they have left to wrap up, like explaining the mere concept of the Upside Down and the difference between that and Dimension X, this place that Eleven first sent Henry Creel to when she banished him from our reality. And there's also Vecna's Mindscape, this red place where we'll probably see Max revealed to be in and try to leave. Plus, we know Will is going to play a huge role, which means lots of focus on him, and it seems like Jonathan as well. The Duffer Brothers have mentioned that they specifically wanted to give some more of these sideline characters the spotlight this season, aka Will and Jonathan. Will has been sidelined so hard in season 3 and 4, and it seems like Jonathan was heavily sidelined along with Mike in the California storyline in season 4. And we can definitely see a lot of emotional scenes from the trailers involving the both of them. I just hope they don't involve them enough where they get killed off. I just want to see Will do something other than touch his neck this season. Tell me in the comments who you think the one main character that they're 100% going to kill off in the finale is. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.